as you choose a realtor to help you in selecting your new home, what are the things that are most important to you? And then you have to shut up. It's very hard for salespeople to do. You have to shut up and let them tell you. An open-ended question allows you to assess their communication style so you can tune into it. It allows them to tell you what they care most about. It allows you to tailor the approach you're going to use to what they really want. Multiple choice questions help your prospect or your customer steer you toward the best solution for their set of needs. You know, is convenience in commuting to work more important to you, or is it resale value for your home? Is it the ability to expand your home as your family grows, or are you looking for a place that you can be comfortable in for the rest of your life and not have to expand? Incidentally, for realtors in the audience, yesterday I signed the final documents. I am moving from my current 3,500-foot home to a 1,600-foot home. It's the great downsizing experiment. And I go back tomorrow to finish packing up, to move in on Friday, and it's so exciting to me that if somebody were selling a house to me, I wasn't looking for a house, I just fell in love, I just saw this cottage and thought, I want to live there. It's less than half the size of my current home, but isn't it time I got rid of that junk that I just keep moving from house to house? So, very important that we ask our prospects what they care about. Multiple choice lets them steer you toward what they care most about. And yes, no questions are only useful in two situations. One is when you really don't want to make a sale. I'm in real estate. Want to buy a house from me? No. Oh, sorry I bothered you. The second situation, though, is one in which your gut tells you you're being strung along. There are some customers you deal with and you just know they're not going to buy. And this yes-no question comes into play when you say to your customer, to your client, buying a home is such a big decision, and I'm really glad that you've been taking time to thoughtfully approach it. I'm glad I've showed you the 17 homes that fit your needs. It was my pleasure to show you the last 7 of them 4 times. I know that you wanted to have your out-of-town family come and see them too. I was happy to get the tax records and the duplicates for the tax records that you lost. Are you going to buy a home or not? Because if they're not, get them to say no. In that case, now you can focus your attention on somebody who's going to do business with you. Some people aren't, but they just can't bring themselves to say so. So you want to kind of flesh them out. Get them to tell you where they stand. The C is to consult. Ask good questions. And the P is to personalize it. That is to match the benefits you know that apply either to your service or the particular product, or for realtors to the home that you're selling, to match, based on what you're telling me, what's most important to you is, the reason I see this home as being a good fit for your needs is, in other words, make the match for them. And then, remember what we're here for tonight? We're focusing on the importance of language, the link between your words, your thoughts, and your actions. Then I invite you to use the word recommend. The R of CPR is to recommend. Because typical sales posture is to get behind someone and try to push them toward what you want them to do. Recommending is getting beside your customer through a process of asking questions and personalizing. Develop the dialogue. What do you need? This would fit. In other words, an advisor, a consultant, helps customers and the advisor makes recommendations that are in the customer's best interest. So I would like you, even if you don't remember CPR, I would like you to remember the word recommend. Because if you adopt as your goal in selling the ability to make recommendations for your clients, that will keep you on the track. Hey, you can't make a recommendation if you don't know what's good for them. You can't know what's good for them if you don't ask questions. So as long as your goal is to make recommendations for your client, psychologically you'll be keeping yourself on track, focused on your client's needs. This trait of power talkers is that they are very good at building cooperation. They sell well. They have customers who enjoy working with them. And they have customers who they know rely on them. In fact, the sixth trait of power talkers is that they are decisive. You know, I remember this home that I live in now that I'll now be selling. Anybody want the listing? It's in Seattle. This home, I know when I purchased this home originally, there were all these flyers around the neighborhood. It was a brand new neighborhood with people who were, screens, $14.95 any size window. And they all looked about the same, and one was for Ed's Screen Service. And I remember I called up Ed's Screen Service and said, oh, I just bought this home, and here's how many windows and sliding doors there are. And he gave me a price for them. They were all the same. They're basically the same price. And I thought, well, what's the difference? And I called Ed's Screen Service. And he came out, and he said he should be out there first thing Thursday morning. Well, he didn't show up till afternoon, but okay. And he came out and he measured, and he gave me the price, and sure enough, the price was acceptable. And I said, well, how long before I get the screens? He said, well, it should be within 2 weeks. I said, well, okay, 2 weeks I can wait, and the bugs are around, but 2 weeks I can make it. Well, after 3 weeks, I called Ed and said, hey, you said 2 weeks, but I had to tell the answering service because Ed wasn't there. And they said, well, we'll take the message, and he should call you back tomorrow. But he didn't call back tomorrow. And I left this series of messages. I finally left 3 messages in one day. The third message said, tell Ed he may place the screens wherever he wishes because I'm canceling the order. If he won't return my call, I'm canceling the order. What do you know? Ed called back. He said, oh, gee, what do you know? The screens just came in. I should have them out there for you Friday morning. Well, okay, so it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but all right. And he installed the screens. It was okay. Everything was okay. And I followed Ed out to the truck, and I wrote him his check. And as he was getting in the truck, I thought, my goal is to help people. I focus on language and selling relationships. I want to do Ed a little favor. I said, Ed, before you leave, I just want to let you know, I write books about how to communicate more positively. And, there's something about your style of communication that I haven't felt very good about because you actually have never done anything you've said you would do. You haven't called back, you didn't come there on Friday, you weren't there in the morning. And as your customer, I just felt you should know, I felt disappointed. The screens are fine, but I felt disappointed about the way you've handled dealing with me. And Ed said, hey, 99 out of 100 you can please. There's always somebody who, no matter what you do, you can't make them happy. And he slammed the door, and he left with a screech. And I was just like, I'm trying to help him. And then I thought, let's see, I'll stop payment on the check. And then I realized, no. Ed did nothing wrong. He never violated a commitment. He never made a commitment. Had I been paying attention, I'd have noticed that he always said, I should have them in 2 weeks. I should be there Thursday. He never said what he would do, only what he should do. And I have since learned that when you hear somebody who says, I should be able to do this, I should do that, don't count on it. Powerless people, the ones in the other auditorium, are not decisive. When they speak, they say things like, I should be able to probably have that completed by, about Thursday. Don't count on it. When someone says, I will have that for you, that's the person you can rely on. Power talkers, with their language, convey that idea that you can count on them to do what they say they will do. Power talkers are decisive. Incidentally, note there's a difference here. Okay, here's a question. If you are on vacation and you order room service and your breakfast is delivered to your room in 22 minutes, will you be happy or not happy with the 22-minute wait? It depends. Depends. If there's a little placard at your bedside table that says, express breakfast delivered in 15 minutes, then from 14 minutes on, you're going, what is wrong with them here? Where is my breakfast? They are so slow at this place. What is wrong with them? But if you place your order and they say, I'll have that up within half an hour, and you hear a knock at 22 minutes, you're going, man, they're fast. What great service they have here. It's the same 22 minutes. Your satisfaction is dependent on the gap between what happens and what you expect to happen. So if you think you're going to get it done by Thursday, don't say, I should have it by Thursday. Don't say, I'll try to have it by Thursday. Don't even say, I will have it by Thursday. Say, I will have it by Friday. Then deliver on Thursday. They now go, whoa! Beat his word! We want the people with whom we deal not just to know that they can rely on us to follow through. We want to consistently surprise them that we did better than they expected. We set their expectations with our language. And of course, this also builds in a safety cushion because sometimes unforeseen circumstances make it impossible for you to do things as well as you would like to. And when you have built in that safety cushion, you can at least meet their expectations even if you don't exceed them. Power talkers speak decisively. You know you can rely on them. They don't say what they should do, they say what they will do. They don't say, I'll try to get that done. They say, I will get that done. Now, to be honest, we're covering so many different approaches, so many different phrases here. And while they're all important, to tell you the truth, the one that means the most to me, and I want to level with you on this, candidly speaking now, let me be frank. Okay, so what are you thinking when someone says this? Yeah, let me be honest with you. I'm not honest with other people. Let me tell you the truth, as opposed to the lies I've been telling you up until now. The seventh trait of power talkers is that they tell the truth. It's so common. You say it now. I've pretty well purged myself of this, but it's such an epidemic of habitual phrases that people say, well, to tell you the truth, honestly, frankly, let me level with you, all of which imply that it's not your normal behavior. Yet, how many of you have read that book, The Millionaire Next Door, one of the books in the series, Millionaire Next Door? Excellent series, I highly recommend it. And before I read that book, I had a wrong impression, as do most people who read the book. And that is, you say, well, the author set out to say, what is it about millionaires that makes them different from other people? What about people who achieve financial security? What's different? And most of us, myself included, think, oh, okay, well, they're extra smart, or they're taller than everybody else, or they come from families of privilege, or they graduate at the top of their class, or they got some special, there's some inside deal. Turns out not to be the case. People who achieve financial success are not extra bright. They didn't graduate at the top of their class. They don't have special family backgrounds. They're simply down-to-earth people who set a plan, who work consistently, who save money, who have goals in mind. They're regular people. When the author interviews the millionaires and says, what is it about you that made you achieve financial success? They don't say, well, I'm extra smart, or boy, I was a good student. They don't say that. The number one answer is, I'm honest. People know they're going to get fair treatment from me. They know they can rely on me. They know I'll do what I said I will do. I have built a lifetime track record of honesty. Caution. Ladies and gentlemen, caution. Everything I've said up until now this evening has involved a substitution. I've said, don't say problem, say challenge. Don't say, I can't seat you until 3, say, I can seat you at 3. Don't say, I'll have to call you back, say, I'll be glad to call you back. In every case, except one, there's a substitution, there's a better way to say things. There is no better way to say, I am an honest person. There's no phrase you can use. All you can do is create a lifetime pattern, a record of people knowing that you are truthful. Don't lie. Don't lie on the little things. For yourself, establish for yourself a personal 100% record of you tell the truth. And I'm not just talking about big lies. Little things like, okay, anybody here married still? Okay, so, you know, you never take the trash out